think one of the things that has surprised me about being in Vistage is the quality of the other Vistage members. I don't know why I would be surprised at that, but there's a lot of just really smart people in Vistage. And then the connections that you make even within Vistage that you pull into the outside, that's kind of been a bit of a surprise.
The biggest surprise that I've gotten was in a financial speaker. It was really something that I had never thought about or even knew that even existed inside the insurance world of different avenues that I actually implemented into my family immediately. But I didn't know about it until the speaker spoke, and I literally called my agent as soon as I got out of the Vistage meeting and said, I gotta do this right now. And he was like, yeah, you can do that. And I was like, great, let's do it.
The biggest surprise from Vistage is not only do I have the opportunity to gain valuable business expertise, but I think it's also a very caring environment. Business leaders aren't clocking in and clocking out. It's not an 8 to 5. But this really provides an opportunity to understand how personal might impact professional and how does all that work together. And I think to have that kind of space is critical as a business leader.
Really, one of the surprises with Vistage has been how much I've gotten out of being pushed out of my comfort zone. It was a little bit of a surprise. I felt like initially I was a little bit guarded, and then just being able to come in and be open and really develop that comfort level to be pushed over time has been a little bit of a surprise for me.
One surprise for me in my Vistage experience is how valuable it's been to help other people when they're processing their issues, how much I get out of that process. So, you know, we're talking about somebody else's situation, but in the end, I feel like I learn a lot through going through that process with them. I've found that those issues help me do better in my job, in my company, and for myself.
Yeah, one of my biggest surprises has been the other people in the program with me, how successful they have been, what great leaders they are, and then you compare it to me. I operate a small family-owned business with not nearly the number of employees, the revenue, all these things, you know, much smaller business. But we have a lot of the same problems, you know, and we get to share those problems, and you hear how other successful people have handled them. So that's it's been a surprise to me sometimes, you know, that, oh, the same problems in my small business are the same problems that big successful businesses have to.
In my previous role, I did operations work, I saw budgets, dealt with all that, and it always struck me that, like, there's this line item for Vistage, and it's not the cheapest thing that's on the budget. And then I got into it, and like I said, I literally negotiated it as part of my compensation package. Like, it became that important to me. It was not obvious the value that it bestowed on what I was doing until I got a little bit further into it and saw having intelligent, trusted people, competent people who are not your friends and not your family and not your employees are a massive resource. Like, it's hard to describe how useful that core group becomes over time.